it was going to be with underwear. Okay, in live TV. I did not want to walk on stage in there, like in underwear.
Yeah.
A little bit
But you had to.
Provocative underwear too. And we had to.
I mean, truth be told, if I took modeling so seriously, I wouldn't have stayed in Cyprus.
No, you would
I would
not.
have branched out. But I never felt really the pull of that.
I was on fire. I got so triggered. So people who were seeing the show, they'd be like, oh, this sweet little girl, Olivia, she's so kind. But inside of me, I was like,
you think you would do better with who you are now?
Big time. I mean, I will win this shit.
That agent did not like me very much.
Agent said that.
Yeah, and I felt like she was really pushing for her Cypriot girlfriend.
If you speak your mind, something's not okay with you. If the person is right, they will find solutions. And that is something I learned there.
Yeah, the workforce in general needs to change. There needs to be flexibility. There needs to be freedom, and work should be measured in results.
I do believe you need to have passion about something in your life.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily your job.
If it's your job, or if it's your relationship, or your kids, or your activity.
Go play tennis with your friends. Go for a walk by the beach. Move your body, not to look a certain way.
No, book a paddle court.
Move for your heart. It's a clap, clap, clap. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ice Latte Girls with Olivia Constantinides
and Maria Gojkovicc.
Yeah, I love how we're introducing each other for a change.
Wait.
That's cute.
Did I not say your last name wrong now? Gojkovicc.
It's fine.
Gojkovicc.
Gojkovicc.
Oh, so it was correct.
Yeah.
Got very confused.
I didn't really even hear what you said. I was too excited.
You were not listening.
So let's dive into a topic that we get a lot of questions about, even before the podcast. It's something people ask regularly. What do we do for a living?
Yeah.
And how did it start? When did it start? You know, like the history.
The whole journey, the career-wise journey. So in my case, I started out I was doing modeling jobs in Cyprus from the moment I moved when I was like 18.
Since 18?
18 years old. And I was just very active. I was doing some photo shoots with whatever options we have, to be honest. I said yes to all options. You want to do a photo shoot? Yes, please. I really enjoyed it. And then 2 years later, I applied to be part of the Miss Cyprus contest. Feel Fantastic 2014.
I mean,
that's where you remember me from.
It's the show I was fangirling over. People remember from the first episodes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I watched you on TV. How was that experience? Because I mean, I'm sure it seemed really different to us watching from home than the real experience.
Yeah. I mean, I think the easiest way for me to explain it is a little bit like, I will not say like Greece Next Top Model, but I would say more that that you are together as a group, as girls, you're doing live episodes every Sunday, but in the weekdays, we were busy. We were shooting content for Saturday that was also going to be shown live. So we were spending a lot of time together as the production, the girls. And there's a lot of things that was not shown on screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And in that case...
The juice.
The juice. No, but before I applied, I called my model agency, the head of the model agency in Limassol, and I told her I'm going to join the Feel Fantastic competition. And she gave me an advice that I really stood by, and I'm so happy that I did. She said, okay, like I accept. I think it's okay if you're going to do it, if that's what you want. But do not argue or respond back in TV. In live TV, whatever they would say, whatever they would trigger you, don't do it. And I took that.
Wow, that was smart advice.
That was very smart advice, because I did get a lot of people who watch the show knows, like they were saying that I need to lose weight.
Okay.
I need to work out, which, okay, I understand. I mean, 10 years ago, that was a different thing. People were saying that the whole time, but I was working out. I was eating healthier, and I just didn't respond back, because also my Greek I was not so confident in formulating myself in Greek.
Yeah, of course.
And I really wanted to say something back. I just wanted to, because I'm not the kind of person who will be quiet if somebody says something.
You're a Leo.
Exactly. So I was just standing there. I was like, okay, thank you very much. But inside of me, I was burning. I was on fire. I got so triggered. So people who were seeing the show, they'd be like, oh, this sweet little girl, Olivia, she's so kind. But inside of me, I was like, I was like trying to break free and roam free and be like, oh, who do you think you are to tell me?
So interesting.
Yeah, so that was one part of it. And then also I remember we had...
so it was mostly with the judges?
Yes, with the judges. Yes.
So they were a bit mean?
Not all of them, but there was a specific person who was like I felt that there was something there. I mean...
Man or woman?
I cannot say that. It would be too obvious.
To be completely honest with you, because I watched the show, and as someone who's been in the industry for many years, as someone who's like in touch with the industry, these shows in Cyprus, like, it's not like these judges are like extra qualified to make these types of comments. I don't know. I have very much the reason I never wanted to participate in anything like this, because my reaction, my like natural reaction is like, who are you to tell me?
Yeah.
So when you sign up for something like that, unfortunately, you sign up for those kind of comments.
And also, I knew exactly what I got myself into. It's not like I went home and cried. I only got triggered, and I really wanted to respond back. It would not help me at all if I would say something.
Yeah, no,
back,
it's a good thing that you didn't,
because then you would start a fire, and I did not want to take that kind of attention because I didn't know how to then respond back in Greek, because that's also my second part. Everything was in Greek. I had only been in Cyprus for 2 years. I'm only speaking English in general, like only in my daily conversations.
Your Greek got a lot better over the years, but back then it was very fresh. You're moved back to Cyprus.
Exactly.
So,
and let's not forget to suddenly have cameras in front of you, an audience of people just silent, they're waiting for you to respond, having the whole team, the lights, it was a big deal. The judges, and you know that you're gonna get judged. That was very stressful. That's something that you can, when you watch these shows, that you don't really take them into consideration, because it is very, very stressful. Like if somebody would ask me a question, I think I could, just by the nerves, I would most probably say my name wrong. That's the kind of, that's what you're feeling when you're on stage.
It's very different in practice and in theory. Yeah. Like when you think about it, you're like, oh, I would say this, I would say that, I would do this, I would do that. But when you're there in the spotlight, in the moment, and you're nervous and there's a million people staring at you, it's a lot harder than it seems.
Yeah.
And that goes for everything. Not just for your specific show.
Exactly. And I was dreading the moment, Maria, when we were going to have like
the questions.
Q&A. Yeah. Oh, I could be like, because we all obviously knew, like sometimes we knew that it was going to be Q&A. We never learned actual questions beforehand, which would have been very handy if I knew the questions beforehand.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the point. To put you on the spot.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I would get.
I will never forget one of the girls.
I know what you're going to get to it, but yeah, continue.
I mean, it was just, I can understand the mess up, but it was so funny. It's still viral to this day when they asked her, how would you comfort a friend if he told you he has AIDS? I think that was the question.
Yeah. And the word in Greek, comfort, is apparently very similar to the, what would you do if somebody helps?
That was on your season.
Yeah. I was on stage with her.
Yeah. And her response was, oh, I would tell him to do it again and congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, that was so sad.
Bless her.
Yeah. Because I understand her, like... I mean,
shit happens.
Confusion, but she actually misheard that specific word. And that word was similar to if somebody was helping people who had AIDS. That's the question that she understood. So that's why...
I never knew that.
Yeah, so that's what she thought was the question. And the thing
I thought she just doesn't know what AIDS is.
No. I mean, she's extremely smart. I mean, she's a very bright person. So when I was on stage with her, I understood that the question was something different because I saw the reactions of everyone else.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh
no.
And they were trying to help her, like Christiana.
And they were just digging the hole deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah, and bless Christiana Aristotelos, the TV presenter.
She's so, yeah.
She really tried to like put her on the right direction.
She was so sweet with everyone.
She was extremely sweet. I mean, I praise her. Like she was incredibly supportive to
So
everyone.
was there tension between the girls?
Oh, I yeah, there were some girls that were a little bit off.
Okay.
There had been some tension, but I don't remember necessarily if it was between us girls or if it was with the production. That it was tension.
So there was no crazy drama.
It was not crazy of what I can remember. I need to dig deeper into it because it was also 10 years ago, and I feel like
oh my God.
And it was 10 years this year, and it was a period of 3 months. This whole thing from August until when the final was. I don't remember, November maybe.
Are you glad you did it?
I am very glad I did it. I learned a lot about myself. I feel like I grew a super thick skin because it's something that you can also relate to with modeling in general. I learned in terms of how superficial a lot of things are.
Yeah.
That in the end, it's just the looks in modeling, and also personality.
A big part of
personality also helps a long way. Like if you are, like I remember when we were going to have a fashion show on the live show, and it was going to be with underwear, in live TV. And oh my God, I did not want to walk on stage in underwear.
Yeah.
But
you had to.
Provocative underwear too. And we had to.
Oh, you couldn't say no?
Yeah, you could say no. There was, I think, a girl who actually said no. And she...
Did she get disqualified?
I don't remember. I don't remember either, to be honest. I do not remember. But I was freaking out. I think the day before, I was crying in the backstage, like in not locker room. What is it called? Dressing room.
Yeah.
And then the head of production came to me, which I also knew a little bit beforehand, and I was like, I don't want to walk, in underwear. Not necessarily because I was uncomfortable in my own skin, but because my grandma's gonna watch, my grandma's sisters, my whole family, everyone I know, and I'm gonna be there and showing my ass in TV. In like Cyprus TV, that was not really comfortable in my mind.
Yeah, but
what I want to say is that they did give me like a nightgown on top of it. So I also learned that there are actually if you
speak your mind.
Exactly. If you speak your mind, something's not okay with you. If the person is right, they will find solutions, and that is something I learned there.
Yeah, I mean, I've always set boundaries in the fashion industry, and I've been very lucky. Everyone's always respected them. Like people often ask me, why don't you enter Greece's Next Top Model and everything? And one of the main reasons is that it's more about reality TV than it is about fashion.
Exactly.
And it's more about drama than it is about fashion. And I love watching it. It's my guilty pleasure, but I don't want to participate. And also I don't want to live away from my family, excluded with a group of strangers that maybe I get along with, maybe I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't want to share a room. I'm not at that stage in my life. I don't want to go through that. But other than that, it's that when you participate in a show like that, you sign up for the rules of the show, which are not the rules of the fashion industry. Me as a model, I don't want to do a lingerie shoot. No one forces me. I don't have to cast for it. You don't have to shoot lingerie if you're a model. I don't want to shoot a bikini shoot. I don't have to. I don't want to shoot a kissing scene with a guy or like with a male model. I don't have to.
Exactly.
It's a choice. You can say yes or no. You get offered a job and you say yes or no. And you know what the job is before you go there. So it's up to you to set your boundaries. And there are models abroad in the industry that set boundaries for themselves. But when you sign up for like a TV competition or show, you can't.
No. I still believe you still can, but then you have to...
You get disqualified.
Yeah, exactly. The consequences are different then.
Which is fair enough because it's more about the show. It's more about the production.
Yeah. And in that competition, I got very much triggered that they were focusing so much. Like I felt that they were focusing so much on, they wanted to find the new TV presenter. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, that's how I felt because they were so focused on that you need to learn Greek. But in my head, I'm like, the winner is going to get sent to Miss Universe, Miss World. Yeah. You need to know English, basically. You need to be able to answer the questions in English. So why were they so like, but I don't know Greek?
And to be honest, in my head, because Miss Universe is in English, you should be able to respond to the question in English. Yeah. They never gave you that option?
They did, but I don't know why. I did respond in English on some questions, But on the finale, I don't know if you remember it.
I don't.
Okay, I don't even think I want to dive into it because in some way I think my mind blocked it, because when my dad visited me in Mallorca now, he told me, because he was watching the live from abroad, I think, and he said, like, the moment that you answered the question on the finale, I was like, oh, Olivia, what did you say?
What did you say? What was the question?
I hadn't remember it. The question was on the finale now, right? On the last live show. I think the question was like in Greek now. I cannot repeat it in Greek. If how has social media affected your life? I think that was the question. Okay, in Greek though. And I think they even asked me if I wanted to say it in English, and I said no. Now, why I said no is a different story. I was stubborn. So my answer was, I think that social media affects life in many ways. It could also affect good and in bad ways. And like, oh my God, my job is literally social media. How can I not have said more things? But I remember.
Oh, bless. And you're so young.
Yeah, but I blocked.
Yeah.
Like I was.
You're beating around the bush.
Yeah, I was repeating the questions so I could get myself some more time to think about the answer, but I was just blocked. I was.
Oh.
So that was my answer, Maria.
Do you think you would do better with who you are now?
Big time. I mean, I will win this shit. No, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm a different person now. I mean, you cannot compare the 20-year-old Olivia to the 30-year-old Olivia. It's different person.
Yeah, but it's interesting because the fashion industry focuses more on young models and young girls that they can mold into what they want.
Exactly. And that's literally what they were trying to do, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what did you do after the show? Did like modeling take off?
It was like a very tricky period, I must say, because I was very active on Instagram. Instagram was not a thing in Cyprus. It was Facebook still for our age. We were uploading all these photos on albums from going out. You didn't delete any photos. So I was still very active on Instagram, but how Instagram was 10 years ago, there was no such thing really as influencers at all. I mean, there was no brand collabs, nothing. So I was
even abroad. Yeah, exactly. It was more of like a YouTube thing.
Exactly. So I was doing modeling jobs. That was like, I would say, my main source of income, but it was not that much either, because it's not like I was a great model in that sense.
Anyway, it's a small market here.
Exactly.
It's very limiting.
I was also working in the bakery. I was also working nightclubs.
Okay.
So I was doing like
you were hustling.
I was hustling, big time hustler. And I must say that after like a few years, once Instagram started to take off, people started to join Instagram in Cyprus, and that was good for business for me. So I started to gain a lot of recognition because they remember me from the show.
Yeah.
So they automatically follow me.
You really stuck out.
Yeah,
not just because you're my friend and because you stuck out to me, but you really did stand out. And a big part of it was the language. And another part of it was that you're in unique physique.
Yeah. I mean, they do remember my failed answers to my questions.
Yeah.
That became Twitter memes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally. Twitter was on fire then also. That was really fun. I read them all like at the night after and laughed.
Was it bothering you or was it funny to you?
It was funny to me. But I don't think I liked it when I necessarily commented on personality, because I feel like I did not really show my personality. So I'm like, what are you commenting on a personality without even knowing?
Yeah, but maybe it didn't bother you so much because you knew that there's more to you.
Exactly.
And that you didn't have the opportunity.
I did not let myself
show yourself.
No, I did not let myself to be shown there.
Well, now you have this.
Now it's even more scarier to do it. But yeah.
And what about makeup? You did makeup for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this was 2014, right? So 2 years later, in 2016, I signed up for a makeup course. In those 2 years before, I was confused. I did not know what to do with life. I didn't have the ambition when I was younger to go to university because I didn't know what to study. I don't want to be a doctor, lawyer, accountant, all this where you actually need a degree. I didn't know what to do. So I was lost. Aren't
we all?
Yeah. It was so many times I was crying in the office with Marinos and be like, I don't know what to do with my life. And he would like, Olivia, but what is the things that you like? Because he's very much into personal development.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of talks. And
it's nice having an uncle that's young.
Yeah, that's true. We only have 7 years difference. So he's always been like a brother, but a mentor also at the same time. I really look up to him. And so we came up to the idea. He helped me to understand that I really like makeup. It's something I always liked.
Wow.
So I signed up for a makeup course. I was working in the retail in the mall. I was working nightclub, and I was helping out in the bakery. So I had 3 jobs for quite some time and doing makeup courses. And and then after that, the moment I think I finished makeup course, I suddenly had a lot of customers. I was working suddenly. So my life started to change, and that was nice. And then that's also how my Instagram started to grow even more
because you were showing makeup tips and stuff.
Exactly.
I remember you from that.
Exactly. So and then here we are now.
And then social media took over.
Yeah.
So now you do social media full time.
Yes, that's my full-time job at this moment is social media.
That's amazing. Yeah. When I only recently told you this, but I think it's nice to point out, you did my makeup once for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
And I recently told you, because you weren't very confident in your makeup skills.
I'm still not.
I recently told you that was one of the nicest eye makeup looks anyone ever did to me, following the shape of my eye. Because every face is different and every face is unique. And it's one thing having skills to apply makeup, and it's another thing knowing how to adapt to each face. And you were shocked.
I'm still shocked hearing it.
And I was kind of like, oh my God, why did I not say this sooner? Yeah. And it made me realize that, like when you think something, you should really tell people. Yeah. Because like, I just took it for granted that you know how amazing you are at makeup. And you recently told me that you weren't so confident in your skill. I was like, no way. It was one of the nicest eyeliner looks anyone ever did for me. And it was like smoked out. And I was like, oh my God, how can I achieve this on myself?
No way. Like hearing it now again, because you told me this recently. Yeah. I wish I knew it back then also. Yeah. Like I did not feel confident in doing makeup. But now that you saying it, who had so many people do your makeup.
I've had everyone do my makeup and their mom.
Yeah. That is true. So that means a lot. Like, honestly, thank you. It feels a lot nice hearing it again.
Well, it's the truth.
Yeah. But I did not feel confident doing makeup apart on anyone than myself. Because my face is what I know, and what we all know is our own face.
It is very different. And I think that's what really led to your social media. So I think everything just had a natural evolution. Yeah. And then here we are.
Yeah. And also when people ask me like, Olivia, how do you become a content creator? I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. It's a time, like 10 years of trial error. And so I
also never did it on purpose.
No, it just happened. Yeah, exactly. So I honestly don't know what advice to give than just like, never give up. But I also gave up many times. So I honestly don't know the answer to it.
Yeah, you just shared parts of your life, parts of yourself, and people resonated.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very cool.
It is cool. We had a food break, and I took off my shoes, and I'm wearing now a blazer because I'm a little bit chilly.
I think we're very much getting into like a spring summer mood, but the weather's not there yet.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to be patient.
Yes, I cannot wait for summer. Okay, so enough talk about me for this episode, and I want to dive into you, Maria.
Okay, so my trajectory was very different. I grew up in Cyprus, being the foreign kid that everyone was like, oh, I looked so different. So they were like, oh, you should be a model. You should be a model. Na, 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 na. Mm-hmm. And I was always fascinated by the fashion industry, but I was always hesitant. I grew up very sheltered as well. And then when I was young, I went to a modeling school and...
Oh, you did? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No way, okay.
Which is so unnecessary.
Yeah. Especially in Cyprus.
It's so unnecessary and like I learned nothing. But anyway, my mom sent me more because there was also like savoir vivre classes, which is like bon ton.
Savoir vivre. Your French accent came along.
Which is basically like politeness. It's like table manners and this type of stuff. So, she just wanted me to do that more than anything. And then also like a little bit for like, you know, your posture and your walk. It was like little things. It was not so fashion oriented. And then I wanted to be in the agency and she kept telling me, I'm too young, I'm too young, I'm too young. And I was like, but I'm 16. That's the age you start.
Mm-hmm.
I would come back in a year later and she'd say, no, you're too young. You're too, and then I got a bit older. I gained a little bit of weight. I was still very skinny.
Mm-hmm.
She would tell me, oh, you need to lose some weight.
Who
I
said
feel
that?
like that agent did not like me very
The
much.
agent said that.
Yeah. And I
Whoa.
felt like she was really pushing for her Cypriot girlfriends to get jobs.
Whoa.
So she never booked me a job.
And you were 16 when you heard this.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I got my first job when I was 17. When she booked me like a wedding show, which was the only job I ever got through the agency.
Wow.
And I met another model at the show, Cassia. And she was so wonderful. She was older than me. So she was like, oh, why aren't you working? Why haven't I ever seen you? No. She was working a lot at the time. And she was like, listen, just send your photos to this person and that person. You don't even need an agency in Cyprus. I was like, okay. So I went to Facebook. I sent some amateur photos to a few stylists.
Yeah.
And a few photographers. And a month later, I had my first photo shoot for a magazine with Shona for Omicron. And it was an editorial. Yeah. What a legend. And she took a chance on me. She had never even seen me in person.
Yeah.
She saw a few photos. She was like, come, I like you. And I shot that editorial and they liked me so much that a week later, I shot also the beauty of the same magazine.
Wow.
And a week later, I shot for Cosmo magazine that we had back then. So I had like back-to-back photo shoots.
Wow.
And when I booked Cosmo, my agent called me and she was like, you can't book jobs without my permission. They need to go through me. I'm like, well, you didn't get me the job and I don't have a contract with you. So
yeah,
I'm not going to ask for permission.
No.
And then something happened. I was supposed to shoot a big campaign and she kept going back and forth. And I found out later from the other model that texted me and she was like, oh, I'm so excited to finally shoot with you. We were getting comments that we look alike, whatever. And I was like, what job? I was never informed about this job. She was like, I'm supposed to be shooting with you tomorrow. I was like, no. I later found out that they had a disagreement and she kept trying to push for other girls.
Oh, that is really bad.
So I called and I was like, listen, I don't want to be asking permission for jobs since I'm technically managing myself. I want to fully manage myself. I want to be in charge of what photo shoots I accept, what photo shoots I decline. So if anyone wants to work with me, they can reach out to me personally. Can you please take me off the website?
Yeah.
So I started freelancing and then slowly it picked up. When I shot my first photo shoot for Tiffany's boutique with Haris, he really liked me. So he kept booking me for jobs.
And he's also a very good connection to know.
And he's the best photographer. He's the best fashion photographer here.
Yeah.
So, and he's very well respected. So it just took off and it was just like a high school hobby. I never, thought much about it. It was just fun.
Yeah.
And my mom was with me on every photo shoot.
That's so cute.
At every photo shoot, on every set.
It also gave you a sense of like safety, I can imagine.
I think that's one of the reasons I never got fat shamed or never got asked to do anything I wasn't comfortable with.
Yeah.
So
really
that
clever.
really saved me.
I wish I had that, for example.
And I had that up until recently.
Yeah.
Like I just found it fun and useful to have my mom on set. I had someone to drive me on set. You're exhausted after a full day shoot, so they can drive you back home. And, I had someone to bring me a blanket and make sure I'm fed. And, some productions really take care of you. Some of them don't.
Yeah.
When your mom's on set, it's different.
Yeah, his mom is always involved.
You feel very protected. So that was nice. And then, I don't know, I was just using Instagram to post my modeling jobs.
Yeah.
And through Instagram, I was getting more modeling jobs.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, when I started hanging out with you, I started also booking some collaborations and my Instagram just randomly started growing through my fashion content.
Yeah.
And then when TikTok started blowing up,
that's when everything changed.
I joined before COVID.
Yeah, I remember that.
My account really blew up before COVID. And then during COVID, it
went like crazy.
Yeah, because I was already on there. And I was on there because my friends in America were doing it. And it seemed so fun. Like these acting skits and these
small
small clips
dances.
and it was just fun. So then through TikTok, all my social media accounts really grew. And then I started working a lot with collaborations. When I took a small break from social media, I cut back both from modeling and from social media because it really became exhausting. But also I had some other factors in my life that were affecting it. After I took the break, I don't know. Even when I was in uni, I was still modeling, but I was also working at the university in the administration department and tutoring. In the summers, I would work at a law firm or I would work writing articles about Cyprus. Like I would always do jobs here and there.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it and I enjoyed the experimentation because, truth be told, if I took modeling so seriously, I wouldn't have stayed in Cyprus.
No, you would
I would have branched out, but I never felt really the pull of that because the fashion industry it's messy.
Yeah, and it's also
it's dangerous.
And it's comfortable here in Cyprus also in many ways.
And you know what? Very small percentage truly makes it. So I don't know. It just didn't really appeal to me to go and chase this whatever.
You have
career.
to really want it.
Yeah.
So move abroad.
For me, it was always a hobby. And then I got into social media and little makeup stuff and little fashion stuff. And through my social media, it was never like tailored to one thing. It was just a bit of my life.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, because I'm also really picky with my collaborations. I don't want to promote something I don't like.
Yeah.
And not very often, it's a small market. Not very often are you going to get stuff you like.
And not only that, you cannot do competitive brands either here.
Yeah.
So that's also an issue.
And the budgets are weird. And I don't know, the roll-on long-term contracts or
late payments.
Yeah, it's just wasn't sustainable.
No.
And I was working full-time as a social media specialist in 2 different companies. I found that really fun, but the work environment was really toxic. The job itself was really nice. And then recently I switched to Fintech. So I'm kind of a corporate girly.
Yes,
I work full-time.
Yeah.
I work full-time and I find it really fun. So my social media stuff is just like when I feel like it for fun. It's not a job thing for me. It's just a hobby. And so is modeling. Like here and there, when I get a really cool project, I'll accept it. But it's not a job.
Yeah. And it's also nice to have the stability of a job, having a job, knowing exactly what kind of income you're going to have.
For sure.
You know, every month you're going to get paid. You don't need to call people and ask like, when I'm going to get paid? When is the payment going to be made?
Yeah.
So having a stable job like you have.
And also Cyprus is not very friendly towards self-employed people.
No.
So.
And also to influencers in general, people also don't see still in this day as influencers or content creators as something serious.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just made this shift to Fintech and I find it really fun. And I like learning new skills, new things. And since I work mostly remotely, it's also gives me that freedom I need because office 9 to 5, not really for me.
Yeah.
But it's nice for now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll see. I don't know. I'm so easygoing and I'm so open to learning new skills, to trying new stuff. Every job I've had has been so different from the other.
Yeah.
I'm fun to explore. I think it's fun to explore and I'm open to explore. Right now, I'm in a position I really like. So that's really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's until you find exactly what is like you really have that fire for, and you have to try out. If you don't try it, you will never know.
But some people never find something they truly have a fire for.
Yeah.
Very few people are so lucky that their job is something they're crazy passionate about. And that's a misconception. You don't have to be crazy passionate about your job. Not everyone is.
No, but I do believe you have to be
But
crazy.
you need to enjoy it.
I do believe you need to have passion about something in your life.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily your job.
If it's your job or if it's your relationship or your kids or your activity, at least there's something like that.
I think very few people have a crazy passion for their job, but it's really important. And I think the younger generation is more like quiet quitting and not willing to overwork for nothing. I think it's important that you're in a safe, fun, nice environment. I think it's really important that your work environment is not toxic. that you feel like you're compensated fairly, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether anything. I feel like it's really important to have some basics.
Yeah. And also I'm definitely not the part of the work hard. If you don't work hard, you're not working hard enough. Like I don't want that kind of lifestyle for myself. And we have adopted that kind of culture from the US when they are like so into, if you don't work 12 hours a day, then you're not working. And
no, and that's not healthy.
No, I don't think so either.
To be completely honest with you, I think now after COVID, a lot of jobs became like hybrid or remote. I think work should be measured by results.
Yes.
Not by the number of hours you work.
No.
So what? If I work more efficiently and I'm faster at reading an email and responding to an email, I need to work double?
Yeah, no.
Is it my fault if someone else is slower?
No,
like, why do I need to fill a certain number of hours a day? That's not fair. That's not logical. Also, some people are night owls. If I feel creative at night and I want to work at night, I should be able to. Yeah. Oh, but if I'm creative at night, I'm going to work at night in my own free time, but also go to the office in the morning. That doesn't make sense.
No, it does not.
So I think the workforce in general needs to change. There needs to be flexibility. Yeah. There needs to be freedom, and work should be measured in results, in KPIs. Yep. You know, you should have some measurement units, certain goals set by your manager or your superior or this or whatever, and then certain achievements. And I think that makes employees happier. Yeah, as well.
Yeah. Honestly, because I have not worked in a 9-to-5 job in a really long time, I cannot even imagine what it's like. But if I would go back, I would want to work in an environment where you have nice colleagues, where their standards are good. The HR is really
doing its job.
It's doing its job. It's being serious, making sure that the employees are really being well taken care for.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you don't have your employees, they're the ones who are doing the work for the bosses, so they can work on their dream. So it has to really be a good environment.
And at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but with no employees, you have no company.
Yeah.
A big part of the company is the culture and how happy employees are. And I'm sorry, but happy employees work harder, work more productively, work more efficiently.
True. You know, I did work for 1 month in a Forex company in Limassol. And that was exactly before I did a lot of makeup. And I was so sad to quit because the environment was so good. I really I was not necessarily interested in the work in itself.
Yeah.
I learned it. I got the training, and it was but because of the people, the environment, it was really fun. And I was crying when I said I'm a very emotional person. I was crying when I said I had to quit. And that says a lot about a place.
That's really cool.
When you want to quit to start working on your passion, but you also don't want to leave the workspace behind. That's beautiful.
It is. And I also think it's really important to have hobbies you enjoy, to have something to fill your free time. I think your life cannot revolve around work.
No, I agree.
It's not healthy.
Yeah.
No matter how much you love your job, you need to have a life outside of work. You cannot be 24/7 thinking work. It's stressful. Yeah. It's depleting. And I think it's just super nice to have me with my Pilates.
Yeah.
I tried many different sports growing up. I was always a very active kid. My mom was sending me to a gazillion activities. And I think it really helped in life because when you have all these different cool skills, it's so nice. You can, let's say you meet someone and you used to do tennis and they used to do tennis. You can go play tennis together and it's just so fun. Or recently I signed up for dancing classes.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Last week.
What kind of dances?
Heels.
Oh, heels? So it's ballroom dances with heels?
No, just heels.
No way.
Yeah, modern.
Yeah, you did say that you can run in marathon in heels in another episode.
And it's just so fun. I don't go there to learn how to be a professional dancer. I go for fun.
I love that.
2 years ago, I was doing acting class. I even did Lambda exams.
I remember you did singing classes at some point also.
Yeah, and I have a terrible voice, but it's just fun.
Yeah, I get that, man.
It's just fun. You want to do things that just let you switch off.
Yeah.
You switch off and you do something nice. My Pilates, I don't go for my body. I go because
fixes
also
your back.
For my body. But I started for my back to not have back problems when I get older. Then it escalated to, I really like the change I see in my body. Like I saw for the first time in my life, I've tried every sport available. I've gone to the gym. I've gone to boxing. I've gone to circuit training. I have done it all. TRX. I even did EMS.
Did you like those when
Crazy
you were trying
stuff.
them? Like, do you enjoy it? Or
Everything I would, it was fun at first because it's something new. And then I would get really bored and not be able to show up. And I would just quit after 2 to 3 weeks. Everything. Because I didn't find that something that ticks. Yeah. So you need to experiment. You need to try things. And then when I started Pilates, I didn't even want to go. I don't know. It just happened.
Yeah.
And I saw the change in my body and I was like, whoa. This is the first time I see these muscles. What is this?
And they really, like, you really get workout in those small muscles that you didn't know existed.
Inner muscles, like crazy. And then it was also really fun because like my Pilates coach is the best. And Radmila, I love you.
Shout out.
Like you saved my mind, body and soul, honestly.
Yeah.
She just always kept it interesting. And it was always like a new workout, something different, because I hate doing the same thing repetitively again and again and again. I get bored. I've been going for 3 years. I had a class the other day, new exercises.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's lovely, man.
I don't know how she gets this inspiration, honestly. Like I didn't even know Reformer Pilates has so many possibilities. And then another factor was I love my group. I love the people I train with. We became friends.
You see, that's the thing.
And we have so much banter.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. And we're such different age groups as well, all of us, and such, different stages of life. But we get along so well and we crack jokes and then we get competitive and we're like the advanced class. And then when a new person comes to our class, they love our class because we have such good energy. And it's just so fun. So even the days that I don't feel like moving my body, I want to see my Pilates coach who I love. I adore her. She's become like a good friend. I want to see my group and I don't want to miss a class. I don't know. I get FOMO.
Yeah.
So I drag myself even the days that I don't feel good about it. And now that I got into a routine, the days that I don't go, I'm like feeling lost. I'm like, Pilates, it's been a week. What?
Yeah.
And my body feels weird too.
I recognize that because Pilates Reformer is something I want to start doing now also.
So good.
But man, it is expensive.
It is. And the machinery is very expensive.
Yes, they are. I mean, it's expensive for a reason, I very much assume, but it is so effective.
But it's very hard to find one reason I really respect and love my coach, other than the fact that she's been doing this for 20 years. She's probably one of the only people that has proper professional Pilates machines, like the old-fashioned, old-school, proper ones that also turn into a Cadillac and you can do so many things on them.
Yeah.
Other than that, she has a proper educated background, so she knows what she's doing.
Yes.
It's not just, I did a course and I became a trainer. I bought a camera and I became a photographer.
Yeah.
Because we get a lot of that in Cyprus. Whatever, whatever you announce you are. That's not how things work. Especially when it comes to fitness, you need to be a professional. Yeah. And this is why a lot of people get injured when they don't train with a professional. So whether that is Reformer, whether that is boxing or anything at all, you need to have a professional monitor you.
Of course.
So she remembers every single person's injury. Every single little detail about their body. It is insane. She's so passionate about her job. She knows every single little muscle in your body. Like it is crazy. And that to me is like wild.
That's when I realized that it all comes back to the people.
Yeah.
In the end. Because
100%.
If it was not her and it was just some normal...
maybe
you would not continue even.
Maybe it wasn't even Reformer itself. Maybe it was just the environment of the studio.
Yeah, it's very special that you have found it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have. I have not found it yet.
Yeah. I have come to a stage where I enjoy working out, and that is shocking to say.
Yeah.
Because I did not. And also I think that started when I started Reformer Pilates. I have come to a stage of my life where I'm so happy with my body. And I have days that I don't feel great with my weight. And I went to Dubai, I gained 3 kilos.
Yeah.
So what? I think it also came with age, but a big part of it was like Reformer and knowing that I'm taking good care of my body. And, like if I have a little something, a little stretch mark or a bit of cellulite or some imperfection on my body, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with gaining how much ever weight or losing how much ever weight. Like, I'm no longer concerned. And when you're in the fashion industry for as long as I was, even though I never got fat shamed a lot, I was known as the juicy model.
Mm-hmm. Which is also really crazy to
The
think.
curvy model. And I was skinny. You know I was skinny.
Definitely was. So it's very strange that someone would call you juicy, but
Yeah.
depends also how you see it. But
So for me, I've come to a stage where I'm so happy. And for the past 2 years, I did not have a New Year resolution, get into shape or fix this on my body. Nothing to do with my body.
Is growth.
Which I only realized afterwards. And that was just such a satisfactory moment for me.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
That's goals, man. Then you have grown more confident in your skin.
Yeah, 100%.
I had it though as a resolution this year.
Really?
Yep.
Get into shape?
No, to start working out consistently and finding something that I enjoy as much as you do with Pilates Reformer.
You need to try things.
Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
Because different personalities, different needs.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Like, for example, yoga. Your mom's a yogini, a yogi.
She loves yoga, Bikram yoga.
Yoga didn't sit right with me.
Mm-hmm.
It was just not the right fit for my body.
You know, there's different kinds of yoga also. Like,
I know. I like Ashtanga yoga more than anything.
My mom does Bikram yoga, which is hot yoga. You're in like this room with 40 degrees and you do yoga in there. And she's like so passionate about it. I went one time with her.
Did you like it?
It was really tough.
It is really tough.
Extremely tough. But I can imagine if I would go more often, and especially if you live in Sweden, it's so cold.
Yeah.
You do enjoy it even more when it's really hot in the room.
In Cyprus, we could never do something like that. Are you crazy?
No, we don't. We can just go to the beach, and do a Bikram yoga there.
Yeah. So I think the key is because I literally tried everything available. And once you try everything, you find something that you like. Yeah. I also, for fitness, just for general fitness, I love rollerblading.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do that together.
You did that together. That's actually really fun.
I love, and it's such good cardio. Yeah. And I think it's really important to do like a mix of activities in general, like go play tennis with your friends, go for a walk by the beach, move your body, not to look a certain way.
No, book a paddle court.
Move for your heart. Move for the health of your heart.
Yeah.
Move for the health of your joints and your bones, not to look a certain way. Nobody is ever perfect.
No.
As in body. Nobody is ever going to be the photoshopped fake image we have in our heads. Or a lot of the models that we see online or athletes, their life revolves around their fitness.
They have
that is not sustainable for an average person.
They have a team, they have money.
A lot of them did surgeries.
Exactly.
A lot of them have a private chef. A lot of them literally train as a job.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them don't eat enough.
Yeah.
So it's important to find your balance and to focus on health other than this shell that we're all temporarily in to live life. It's just a shell.
Basically,
for your soul.
We just need to focus on ourselves, what we like to do, how to treat ourselves with kindness and people around us, and just live a good life.
And then you automatically also get hot and it's fun. So, I mean, keep it light. It got too serious for me.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
A hot body, I mean, doesn't hurt.
It's the first thing you see.
It's how you choose your friends.
Apparently, the benefits.
All right, so
I think the time is up.
I think it's a good note to wrap on.
Yeah,
you guys, this weekend, go for a walk, go for a hike, do something, and let us know what you think about the things we discussed, and maybe what activity we should go and do.
Yeah, this is something that we have missed and not tried.
Yeah,
I haven't done curling, by the way, which is not really
curling.
Yeah, I think it's called curling, right? The one with the round thing on ice, and you just like in the front. I don't know how to explain it. I want to try it. I haven't tried. I think it's the only sport I haven't tried.
I really want to try paddle. I have been saying it for so long.
I can't believe you have not done it yet. Okay, we need to
go with Ramon.
We need to do it now.
While you're still here.
Yeah. Okay. Deal. That we need to do.
There we go.
Shake a hand on that. Okay.
We'll be doing paddle. Oh, that would be so fun.
Yes. All right. And thank you for listening and watching another episode of I'll Let the Girls.
And you can watch us on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and anywhere else where you get your podcasts.
Yep. Exactly. Ciao, ciao.